Find the number of zeros in two expressions are given here. One is addition of some given numbers and another is the multiplication of the same sort of numbers. So let us start with the first one. Now since it's simple addition, either the first way will be we can just add all of them and we can check. But why we want to do that? Because we can calculate even without just adding them. If we'll see on the last units place of all the numbers, I have a 0 here, again a 0 here, 0, 0, 0. So when I'll add all the units places, I'll definitely get a 0 at the end, which gave me just first 0 in the end. If I'll move to the next one, I have a 0 here, I have a second 0 in the tens place, I have a 0 in the tens place, again a 0 and a 0. So definitely I'll have a 0 in the tens place. But if I'll move on to the third place, that is at hundreds place, I have a 0 here, I have a 0 here, I have a 0 here as well and here, but I have a 2 here which is not a 0, so I'll get a 2 instead. So I can say that at the end of this value I'll just have the minimum possible number of zeros that I have in all the components present here, that is just 2 zeros, because this 3200 has 2 zeros in it, which is the minimum number of zeros in all this given numbers here which we need to add. So I can clearly say that okay, this whole addition, this total sum here will just have 2 zeros in the end. So we'll just pick out the minimum number of available zeros at the end of all the numbers that we need to add it up. But in the second one, it's interesting because we know the number of zeros. So what we can do, we can just add them up, because if I'll multiply all the zeros, I know that 10 times 10 is 100. The zeros get added up. So if I need to find the product, I can simply add all the zeros here. So 2 zeros plus 3 zeros plus 4 zeros plus again 3 zeros plus 6 zeros. So this total is equal to 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. 16 plus 2 is 18. So this number at the end will have 18 zeros in it. But one thing you need to take care, that in the first case sometimes you can end up getting 3 zeros as well. For example, suppose let's say I have some 2800 plus some 4200. So in this case, though I can see that clearly at the end of each of the components here I have just 2 zeros, so I'll have 2 zeros for sure, but 8 and 2 will again give me a 0, because 8 plus 2 is 10 and 1 will get carried here, but I'll have 3 zeros at the end instead of just having 2 zeros. So that needs to be taken care. So just have a look, apart from the 2 minimum number of zeros that we'll have in the end, just look for the third place here, the hundreds place here. If they add up to 10, then we can have the third 0, or if they don't add up to 10, then we can clearly say that they'll just have 2 zeros at the end of it.